Welcome, people of all places and ages. My name is Roland, and today we're doing a before and after review of the new movie Jurassic World. So I'm really freaking excited, like, to say the least. I mean, who doesn't love Jurassic Park? I mean, as a kid growing up, the Jurassic Park movies were, some of my favorites ever. I mean, the first Jurassic Park. I mean, there's so many quotable lines, just the original Welcome to Jurassic Park, shoot, must go faster. I mean, you could just go on and on. The characters were amazing. I mean, Sam Winston did an amazing job with the animatronics. Sadly, this is going to be the first Jurassic movie without him without his animatronics, because he passed away. But, I mean, they know that you have Chris Pratt, who, I like him. I've seen him from Parks and Rec, and then everything with Guardians of the Galaxy, then the Lego movie. So, I like him. I'm really excited about it. I'm saying it's an 8 out of 10 right off the bat. It could be better, could be worse. I might be getting my hopes up, and it comes and crushes me down like a big T-Rex stomping on me. But hey, you never know. It could be an amazing movie, and I love it. And it's a worthy successor to the first Jurassic Park film. So this movie, it's been in the works for quite a long time, actually. It was technically supposed to come out, early 2000s, around 2005-ish, I believe, 2003. And then it kept every year. It was like there was rumors about it coming out, but it never officially came out because they kept changing like the screenplay, and then they get new actors, new directors. So it just, it was kind of like a never meant to be situation until now. So they've been working on this for quite a long time. So hopefully they just knock it out of the park. What's really interesting about all this actually is that they're sticking to the belief that the original movie, this movie was supposed to come in 2005, and in this movie the park has been open since 2005, so about 10 years, and everything's staying very chronologically, like with the real world. So 22 years since the original park with John Hammond was open, and then it actually opened in 2005, and we're coming into this part where it's been 10 years since the opening, and just kind of jumping in the middle of that. From what I've heard so far is that none of the old characters are going to be returning. Like, we're not going to have like Ian Malcolm, Dr. Grant or Dr. Sadler come back in. Entirely new cast, which I'm excited about, but I also would have liked if they would have had some of the old characters, because I mean everybody loves them. Who doesn't love them? Like, even if they just made like a small cameo, or like just something real quick, just like them being there, I would think they maybe mention them somewhere in the movie, kind of saying like if they've been on the island or on the park or anything. But as far as I know, I've heard that none of the original cast is returning for this movie. A really big thing, or I guess dinosaur in this movie that is going to be the main antagonist is the new one they created, which is the Indominus Rex. And actually, I just realized my last statement was wrong about the original cast, because they got the Dr. Henry Wong to come back from the very first Jurassic Park, who was kind of showing him when they first in the lab with all the Velociraptor egg. He's back for sure, and he's part of one of the main doctors at Jurassic Park. And he helped create the Indominus Rex, which is from what I've seen in the trailers, and I can tell, it's basically a T-Rex just with opposable thumb claws and then just longer arms, basically. But I mean, besides that, nothing ridiculous like spikes or anything. So that's what I've heard. Basically, and it's ridiculously smart apparently. It claws out of the tracking sensor. That's what it says in the trailer. So that's gonna be the big one. And then Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt goes with his new pack of Velociraptors because they're domesticated. He's trained them, which I think could be really cool, because the Velociraptors, they're my favorite. I think they're kind of like a crowd favorite, and because they've always been so scary and just a force to be reckoned with. But they're domestic now, so in the trailer it shows that they do kill some people, which I'm excited about, because if the Velociraptors were totally nice, I'd be kind of upset. But I'm excited to see some Velociraptors eat some people up. Now, I'm not really sure if this movie is supposed to reboot the series, kind of like this is the first one, and they'll come out with a couple more in the next couple of years. I don't believe it is. I mean, as far as I know, it's just like the 4th movie, and possibly standalone by not by itself, but like they're not creating anymore. But I feel if it's well received and everybody likes it, I could easily see them creating, another Jurassic World Park movie in the next couple years or so. Possibly with Chris Pratt again, or maybe a new cast. But I honestly don't know. So I guess we'll have to see about that. Yep, I think that's basically it for my before review. So like I said, super excited about this movie. Hoping it impresses me. It does good. 8 out of 10, and I will be back to everybody once I've seen the movie. All right, everybody, I'm back, and wow, I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. The movie was gonna be bad. It was gonna be over the top. It was gonna be terrible. Jurassic Park, Lost World, 2, and the 3rd movie, Jurassic Park 3. They weren't the best movies, especially compared to the first one. But the 4th one, this one, Jurassic World, oh my god. Okay, I mean, obviously it's not gonna be as good as the first one, but best sequel. Like, this is the proper sequel that Jurassic Park needed. Like, Jurassic World, it was good. What did it have? An amazing plot. I mean, it was pretty good, actually. It wasn't like amazing, but it was pretty good. Were the characters like great? No, I mean, compared to the first one, no. We didn't have like a Dr. Grant and Ian Malcolm. Chris Pratt's character, his name's Owen. I don't even know his last name. And then there's Claire, which is the aunt, which is like the love interest, like head of the park. And then there's Mr. Masrani, who's like the successor to John Hammond, who John Hammond like passed the torch to, and he's like the 8th richest man in the world, and he like owns Jurassic Park. So I mean, there's like not much development. There's not amazing characters, but it was a fun movie. It was just so good. So actually, I want to go into spoilers a little bit. So, if you don't want spoilers, then please pause the video now, and I will wait a couple seconds for you to do that. Okay, by now, you should have paused the video if you don't want spoilers, so here are spoilers. So, first off, that's cool. I was really scared because of Velociraptors. We see that they're being trained by Chris Pratt, and they're probably the scariest part of every single movie is the Velociraptors. They're fast, they're smart, they're cunning, they work together in packs. They're scary, and then they became house pets. When I saw the trailer, I was like, what? And then so we see it kind of fleshed out. You see that there's this relationship they have with Chris Pratt, but it also shows that they will kill Chris Pratt at a moment's notice. And then when they actually use the raptors to go and fight the Indominus Rex, which is the big bad genetically modified T-Rex. So you're using them, they're all working together in the packs, and it looks really cool. And then they find the Indominus Rex, and then they start talking to one another. And then they're all Chris Pratt and everyone else is confused. They're like, what's going on? And then they're like, and Chris Pratt's like, that's why they want to tell us what it was made of. It's part raptor. And then you see once you realize that the Indominus Rex is also part raptor, it's literally a T-Rex raptor. It's so stinking cool. And then once you see that, literally the Velociraptors turn and start attacking Chris Pratt's team. They were just working together. Now it's like good old classic horror fest. You see these cameras from each security guy and different perspectives, and the Velociraptors are coming from every single angle and tearing them apart, and it's just so stinking cool. And then you have Henry Wu. I was the guy I said he's the only original person from the original one, because he's the scientist who's helped create the actual dinosaurs and genetically modify them and splice them. And the Indominus Rex is its baby, his bread and butter. It's what he's been working on. And you find out that it's part cuttlefish gene, so it can camouflage, and then it's some part bullfrog, so it can hide its thermal signature. And then you find out part T-Rex, part Velociraptor. Who knows what else is in it? But you see Dr. Wu, he's actually kind of one of the biggest bad guys. Cause when the Indominus Rex completely destroys the park, you see that him and this other guy who works for InGen that wanted to use the raptors for the military. They've been working together, and they want to make the Indominus Rex raptor size, so it's ultimate animal soldier kind of thing. And you see that he's this whole secret lab, and so he's taking all the embryos with him, and so just setting him for the next Jurassic World, kind of making him this like evil mad scientist thing. And you know, he even says that, like, you know, Mashrani, the guy, he's like, why'd you make this you know, a dinosaur that could like camouflage, people can't see it? And he's like, you know what? And Dr. Wu's like, you know what? You told me to make him scary. You told me to change them to make them, you know, cool, the best possible dinosaur they could be. And you know, that's what I gave you. Like, I was just following your orders. It's not, you know, it's not my fault that this is that you can't have like the ultimate predator without having like ultimate predator syndrome or something, like without them actually being the ultimate predator. Like, it just kind of shows that, like, you know, be careful what you wish for, kind of thing. And you know, it's like they didn't flesh him out as a villain, like as a full villain, but you can easily see like how in the next few films he becomes like the real big bad guy of everything, which, you know, I'm excited to see. And what was really surprising about all this is that like people died. Like, this probably is the most death out of everyone, because like you have like everyone going through the Indominus Rex is killed, and you have Mashrani, you know, who's the John Hammond. He dies. Like, I did not expect that. So like the pterodactyls are broken free, and he's in a helicopter, and like the helicopter gets hit by the pterodactyls. It's like flying down. It like runs into the cage, and you think, oh, okay, the helicopter's gonna fall on the ground, and Chris Pratt and that other girl's gonna go in and save him. You see the helicopter fly down, and then it explodes, killing him. And I was just kind of like, what? I mean, like, they literally killed the John Hammond of this film in like the middle of the movie. I was just like shocked. I was like, damn, they went there. They actually killed him. And I was just like, you know, it showed that they weren't afraid, you know, to kill off, you know, like a pretty crucial character. And finally, at the very end of the movie, we have, you know, the big battle of the Indominus Rex, you know, trying to see how they're going to take him out. So first you have, you know, like you have the 4 raptors, you know, like that are like buddies with Chris Pratt, and, you know, like join forces with him again, take the Indominus Rex down. You know, Chris Pratt, he's like shooting him. The 4 raptors are like taking him out, and there's like 3. And then, you know, like one of the little boys is like, we need more teeth. So Claire goes and gets a T-Rex. So it's a T-Rex Indominus Rex battle, and then the Velociraptor Blue, who's the beta, comes in. So it's like a T-Rex Indominus Velociraptor fight. It's so cool. And then I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it, but then they lead him towards the like aquarium, and the huge aquatic dinosaur comes out and just grabs the Indominus Rex. So we had like a 4-way, you know, dinosaur battle, which is cool. Like, it's fun. Is it like a great plot mover? No, but like, is it a fun dinosaur fight? Hell yeah, it is. I mean, I think that's what we've all been wanting, is a huge, gigantic, you know, dinosaur battle between, you know, the biggest, baddest dinosaurs there is. All right, you know, I'm done with the spoilers there. You know, were there plot holes? Sure, there are a bunch of plot holes. Could they have done a better job? Sure, they could have. But, you know, I enjoyed the movie. Like, I felt like you're kind of like a kid again watching this movie. And, you know, there was some humor that was just, like, on point. Like, there was just some really good humor in there. So, you know, like, you know what? I'm happy. You know what? I gave it an 8 out of 10 before. And, you know, I'm going to give it... I'll give it a 7.8. A 7.8, because, you know, like, I still love the movie. Of course, there were flaws in it. But, you know, I don't want to dwell on the negative. But, I mean, you know, let's give it a 7.8 out of 10, because, you know, they did a good job. And I feel like, you know, they can do a great job with the next Jurassic World, whatever they're going to call it. You know, I feel like they can do a good job. And, you know, they made a fun, you know, Hollywood blockbuster with this one. So, you know, is it Oscar worthy? No, it's not Oscar worthy. Is it a fun movie to go watch? Yes, 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 and yes. Alright, so that's my review for Jurassic World. What did you think about the movie? I really would like to know your opinion. Please subscribe. I would love if you did that. Leave a like on this video if you liked it. I would greatly appreciate that. You know, this is my 3rd movie I've been doing with my before and after reviews. And, you know, tell me, is there anything you want me to change, want me to add? So, in this one, you know, I added some spoilers, and, you know, there's a, you know, you can watch it if you want spoilers, or you don't have to. But, you know, I'm still debating whether I should do a non-spoiler video and just a pure spoiler video. Still debating, but I guess we'll see. Thank you once again, everybody, and I would like to remind you that life is meant to be lived, and that no matter how hard it gets, please remember that there will always be a better tomorrow, so never stop going, and just keep on rolling.